This is Fort Myers, Florida, and somewhere in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
What a terrible intro for those who came live. For those who didn't, be thankful. Welcome to episode 854 of the Video Game Outsiders podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Michelle Madison.
And I, of course, am your John Jacobson.
Nice.
And hey, boys and girls, it's me, Matt Bradford. I can talk
you
again.
sound like a pedophile.
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, so Matt, you were supposed to be here last week, and you invented some jaw thing or
Right.
something.
Not
What
invent. I
happened?
wish I invented it.
You
I
sound-
wish I invented it.
Oddly normal right now.
Yeah, last week was
Wow,
a
you
nightmare.
really
What
recovered
happened?
quick, huh?
Yeah, I had a tooth
Wow.
extraction on Monday, followed by
Wow.
a triple root canal on Tuesday.
Oh,
how
and
many
suddenly
teeth
you're
were impacted?
you're magically better
Well, I lost
just
one of those
fast.
teeth.
Triple
Yeah,
root
I've
canal.
gone T3s and lots of rest. I'm good to go.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
good to go.
Yeah, he had a BBL. I
I-
think his ass is looking
Yeah,
great.
it sucked, man. So Tuesday came around at 7:00. I was prepared to do the podcast.
Yes.
But then my jaw was doing this thing where like it would just go searing pain for 20 minutes at a time, and I had to like double over and just let it pass. And then those would turn into hour long, and then my wife was finally like, "Get in the Uber, you're going to the hospital," and that's when I emailed you.
What
I think that's why my
exactly
wife put me in
is a
hospital.
root canal? I'm sorry, I'm stupid, but I've never had one.
Well, this is where they drilled like 3 holes into like my teeth and like dug down into the root and
Remove
like
the root of the tooth, John, if it's infected or
Yeah.
is having
Oh.
a problem.
I had a
That's
dead
they
root
make it- they
apparently
make a
affecting,
canal
like half my
down
jaw.
there.
Yeah.
Well, it's
At the
good
root.
that you're
Dentist said
back.
it was the most extreme
is.
thing he'd done in a long time.
Wow.
Now-
they don't do a
But
lot
he
of
also
medicine
fucked it
up
up.
there.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
they
must
do
have been really unbearable being so close to your family in your small home.
Do not stop.
What are you talking about?
John is obsessed with this. Don't even promote this, John. This sick
Oh, the
idea of
tiny-
this. Yes,
Now,
he
Matt,
says
it must be so hard to live so close
Matt
to
is
your
promoting
family.
I'm not-
tiny
no, you're
homes.
not touching
Don't
that.
even
That's
entertain
something
it.
I-
Yeah, don't even.
I'm not.
Don't
No,
even.
that's
So
a
Matt's here
that's a
tonight.
Huh?
yeah.
This is a professional
We're not even
gig. Do you
getting
want
into
us to attack your job, John, over there? Whatever you're doodling.
It's not his
okay?
job. What are you
we
talking
don't
My
know
about?
what Matt's
volunteer.
doing.
It's my job, and it's
Yeah.
my it's
This
something
is
I
his
believe
livelihood,
in. So,
John. Okay.
Yeah.
Now stop being a
Yeah.
jokester and let's move
A
on. with the show.
jokester?
A
Yeah,
jokester.
stop trying to be a jester, a court
Yeah.
jester, John.
That's right, John.
You
We've
know,
all had
sometimes
enough
you
to
can just be
hear
a
with
little
you.
serious.
Yeah, that's right. We're a very
Wait,
serious show.
I didn't realize what I said was bad.
John, I'm just trying to
sorry.
move
It's not
you
bad,
along.
but you were putting derision on it. You were putting a little W Riz on it, or L Riz.
Because thank you for stepping him off.
I'm just curious about it. I was just interested.
You're not curious. You're looking for an in to start poking around. I know you, John. I've been doing this
Don't
show
give
for
him an inch,
15
Matt. We'll
years.
get in there.
Yeah,
Before
I
you
know when
it.
you're finding weaknesses
Yeah.
in my defense to poke
That's right.
and chip away.
Don't
Okay.
let him in. All right. So Matt did get an Xbox tonight. Thank you, Crafty. You're going to get into
Did.
that.
I'm so excited to talk about it.
We had a listener send you a console. This is a VGO first. It's very exciting. You are now an Xbox
Yeah.
person. John wants
You
to
just
hear
put
what
it.
you
You
do
just
Game Pass.
installed a
What was his
backdoor
name
on your
again?
home network, Matt. Just
Yeah,
so
he
you
did.
know.
Of course he did. Yeah.
Christy, what's his
Yeah.
name? Crusty?
Yep.
Christy?
Crafty Crusty. We'll talk
Crafty,
about that
that's his name. Just kidding.
as well.
So
as,
your
games.
Xbox is mining Bitcoin for him right now.
Yeah, it's going really slow, and my electricity bills are out the window. It's crazy. It's
So
really weird.
So he sent you. By the way, this is super cool of him. Thank you, Crafty.
This is amazing.
So
Yeah.
is it a
Xbox
Series X, a Series S, an Xbox One?
X. It's an Xbox
It's a
Series
fucking
X.
X.
Yeah.
You got the,
It is.
Holy shit!
Dude, 1 terabyte of space. That's what they call it.
Wow, is this your
looks
first
cool.
console, Matt? What's going on over there? It has these things you put in your hands. They call them controllers.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got like
Yeah.
a little pad.
It's got
a gamepad.
Ethernet,
Right.
and
I'll
Wi-Fi.
talk about it.
Well, good.
I've got a
I want
whole
to
list
hear
of
all
games I've
about
checked
this. I
out.
want to hear
Yeah,
if
for
you're
sure.
getting rid of your PlayStation and all that good stuff. There's been some drama going on with
course he is.
Xbox on the internet. People going, "Oh, Microsoft fire Phil, Microsoft shit," because they got rid of these companies, and people are crying. We're going to talk about that in the news. We'll talk about the Helldivers drama. But right now we are live on twitch.tv/John and Michelle. We do it every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. If you miss it, you can listen anywhere podcasts are. But John, during the week,
That's right.
we do bonus shows. Some are free, some are premium. They're on our app, and you can go to videogameoutsiders.com, get our app for free. But if you support for $1.99, you get almost 20 years of content and weekly bonus shows. So how do they support us, John?
That's right. Go to our website, videogameoutsiders.com. On that website, there is a red premium button. Go ahead and click it, lick it, slam it, whatever you need to do. Go
your
to the next
monitor
page.
or your phone. Don't listen to this guy. Use your finger. Do not
Yeah,
lick
don't lick your phone.
device.
I know where you're-
I'm not
There's
giving
dirty.
like actual like instructions.
Yes,
like,
you are. You said lick it, click it, slam
But
it, suck it, or whatever the
think
fuck you
people
said.
know. Okay, so I have to
I don't
do
think
like
they
the
do.
real
shit.
one.
We don't have very
Alright.
bright listeners.
Okay, so listen, guys,
We've
you
got
need a
people
web browser. Okay, there's
play
a
dates.
lot of different ones. Okay, and they all work. Most of them,
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We have a lot
So
of
click the red
JavaScript on our
button,
page, so
sign up, support us.
and pop-ups and animated gifs.
Yeah, I'm mining Bitcoin when you go there.
Yeah. Anyway, go to videogameoutsiders.com, go premium, click the button. It's $1.99 a month. And once you're premium, you will unlock our entire back catalog of almost 20 years. And then, yes, we also do bonus shows, not just this regularly scheduled Tuesday show. We do bonus shit every single week.
I don't. What is this?
Let's catch up on Tuesday.
Regularly scheduled. It's a little
Sounded
too
like you're
much,
really
John. I think Matt picked
teasing
up
out.
on that. Yeah.
Look, I'm a professional voice actor. If you want to go
Yeah.
offline and work on this,
So
intro
am
a
I.
little
I mean,
bit,
Matt, we
can-
both have IMDb
Yeah.
pages. You know, we've done
That's
movie
true. We're
work.
I am the
credited
voice
voice
of a
actors.
giraffe. I did it
Yeah,
way before all
your
of you.
own
So
app. If you voice your
Self-employed.
own project, that doesn't count, John.
I think it does.
It doesn't.
Uh,
I'm the voice
Go-
of my own podcast.
Go premium. It's $1.99 a month. You get our entire back catalog. Yes, we do extra shows, not just these regularly scheduled shows.
Okay, I'm glad you picked up where you left off.
So we do Micro VGO, we do PC
All right,
Outsiders,
so
we
there are
do
no
Netflix,
voicemail
John
tonight,
Show,
but you can
all
send them
that
during
shit.
the week at 520
That's right.
VGO. And let's move on to some games and some news. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I think my bell's.
Is that the? That sounds like an erectile dysfunctioned bell.
This is the new one.
Is that the new one?
Yeah, that sounds.
I don't
know
like
where the
that
old
bell.
one
It's got a weak launch.
The old
Yeah, it's a
one
little droopy.
had a better
Mm.
timbre.
Yeah. All right. So I did play a game. I know you played too,
Oh,
John.
Okay.
Let's talk about Hades 2. I know
Tell
I
me
brought
about
up the technical test a few weeks back, or was it last week? I don't remember. But I said it was already very polished, and I already knew it was going to be good, especially if you like the first one, because what Hades does, it does very well. They kind of nail what they're trying to do, but you have to like what they're doing because it's a roguelike, John. And I know you've been playing
It
on a
is.
Steam Deck, and you told me
have.
you're dying a lot, but you said, I guess that's the point. And yes, that is the point.
I know. I just kind of accepted it. I'm like,
Yep.
all right, I get it. I'm gonna
Yes.
get stronger.
better and better.
I'm gonna get stronger
Yes.
and better. So
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of already went over some of this, like when I talked about the technical test, but they did add a few things, like some base building elements, which I thought kind of reminded me of very, very light Cult of the Lambish. Like you can grow things at your base, and you
yeah,
can,
okay, that's funny
you
because
can mine, you can collect flowers.
I have to admit, I don't remember a ton about the first game. I played it on the
Yeah.
Switch, and this did remind me of Cult of the Lamb. It
Well,
was
Cult
the
of the
other
Lamb
one.
is way more like fleshed out, and I actually like Cult of the Lamb better. That's just me personally.
Okay.
But people go nuts for Hades and Hades 2. Like it's overwhelmingly positive.
Right.
People are going apeshit for this. For me personally, it's a bit like like I don't know if it's my particular style of game, but like I can recognize that what they do very well, and it's 100% polished. The art, the music, the
Yeah.
combat, it's tight,
And-
it's fluid, and it's
let me
addictive.
tell you,
Yeah.
and let me
Buttery
tell you
smooth.
something too. This game came out of the gate, Steam Deck verified,
Yep.
and again, this early access game. Okay,
Right, but I mean, it feels
It
good. It's-
runs fucking baller on a
Yes.
Steam Deck, and I was playing 1080p on a television on my deck with it, and it never got off 60 frames ever for a second
with the Steam Deck. Yeah, it's very optimized.
with the Steam Deck.
And it has
and
I
running-
mean,
It's not a 3D crazy
But
AAA
still,
graphics.
but
I mean,
it's-
it's
For early
cartoony.
access to
Artistically,
come out of the
it's pretty.
gate,
and it feels good. But I mean, it has ultra wide support, and you're
Yeah.
supposed to use a controller. I have been using a mouse and keyboard most of the time.
Really?
But yeah,
That's crazy.
but they tell you to
That's
use a
insane.
controller. But no, it feels good even with keyboard, like honestly, but it feels better with controller. I've used both. But like it's really well done. So like people are asking, should I get it? And people are saying, well, I didn't like the first one. Would I like this one? Probably not. But if you like the first one, you're probably going to get something out of this. I think it's a definite pickup. I think you can feel confident. You know, people get so scared about early access, but you don't have to worry about that here. The developers did a really good job with it. So John, what's your experience playing on the Steam Deck? Just like, are you enjoying it? Are you kind of just like, did you kill the first
Well,
boss?
no,
It's
I
the
got to
second
the
level.
first boss tonight, and I didn't
Okay.
kill him. But
Well, it's
the
a woman.
root, the
No,
root
that's
person?
a pre-boss. That's just a little
okay.
nothing. Yeah,
Are you in the training section, John?
I am.
Yeah.
I played, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours of this.
Okay. Well,
But I played it like, okay, so yes, I played it on my Steam Deck, but I got a television for my deck outside.
Yes, I know. We've been talking about that in Discord.
And so I actually played it on a 1080p TV with a controller.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a console experience to me completely.
Okay.
And I didn't play in handheld mode at all, ever.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Well, this is a game that kind of makes me want a Steam Deck, though, because I feel like
Yeah.
it probably feels better that way, handheld, just because it is so pick up and play, just, another round, quick, kind of fun.
right.
So
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those games because, like I said, you die and you
Mm-hmm.
respawn, and then you do little things in your base. You unlock things. You come back with the resources. The
there's
talent
different
tree
weapons
is on the
and cards
is
you
on
can
the ground.
equip and trinkets you can unlock, and by
So
giving
I
gifts
loved
to
the
different
first
characters.
one, and I'd love to try early access, but I'm so reluctant to do early access because I don't want to burn myself out when a year it releases in full with all the modes that it's supposed to have. Like, do you find that? Do you find like your little...
I think this game is
That could
really,
happen, but I
really
don't think here
almost
there's like
done.
much else they're gonna. Yeah, then maybe.
Well, they said
like
they're doing monthly updates, adding new features and weapons.
right, but
and
then you'll
stuff
never
until the
catch
release.
up. Like if you keep like at some point, like yes, I agree. Like with No Rest for the Wicked, like probably wait a little. But for this game, I feel like you can feel confident jumping right in, and if you're waiting, you're just like, I don't know, you're not really. So I don't know. It depends. Like Cult of the Lamb, I played and loved, but then like 2 years later, they released a pack, and then I didn't go back and look at it because I didn't want to go back and see it. Should I have waited 2 years to go play the game? I mean, at some point, time is money, and you're missing out. And tomorrow
But
isn't
Matt
promised,
does have a good
as we
point here,
say.
though, because
He does,
with early
but
access,
pending
there's
the game-
there's this gotcha about it that, and I've had this happen to me. I played games that I just thought they were just a game in my library, and all of a sudden one day I launch it and my game save is gone because it came out of
Well,
early
that's
access.
a good example. Tomorrow, V Rising comes
Yeah.
out in 1.0, and they are wiping old saves. I'll probably
Right.
restart and take a look at it. And V Rising, I think if you haven't looked at that, it's a great survival craft. I'll talk about it again next
Yeah.
week.
Good.
But yeah, that can happen where it gets wiped. I think you're kind of okay here with Hades. And they did launch on Steam only. Last time with Hades 1, it was on Epic first and then Steam. So people were very happy that it came to Steam. It's not on Switch or console yet, Badger, I don't think, but it's coming. So I think if you're on PC, I think Hades too. If you like the first one, is a safe bet, even though it's early access. But Matt, if you have other things to play or you're just busy, you can hold off and there'll be sales and it will only get better.
I
But
loved.
yeah.
This will be my new favorite game. Like, but I want it on Xbox or PlayStation. I can't. I want to.
Yeah, well then for you, just wait. It'll probably launch in
crafty
1.0 on a
Xbox.
console, and you'll be good to go. So yeah, check out Hades 2 as well. Okay, so I have like a god theme for all my games, of course, Hades. And yeah, we talked about Smite 2 before, Smite 1 rather, in the past. Now, Smite 2 had started their alpha weekends, and I am a founder, so I get in that like 100%. Like you can apply to get in it, but I don't think like a lot of people are getting in. So if you want to play like the early access weekends or the alpha weekends, whatever, just be a founder for $30. You get all the heroes and you can try. So this is Smite redone in the Unreal 5 engine. And, you know, when you turn the game on, every time there's two developers like, hi, we just want to let you know this is early access.
What?
Every fucking time. That's what they sound like. Sorry. Every time you turn the game on, there's a minute-long
wait.
speech of two developers telling you it's early
a
access.
video?
A video.
Is it a full motion video?
Hey guys, just
Hi
saying
guys, you're just
that.
letting you know it's
Yeah,
early
what's up,
access.
everybody? This is
Yes.
us in the.
Hey, Carl.
Smities. What's
Yes, and I was like, okay, the first time I'm
My
like, oh, that's kind of
sniffies.
okay. They're just warning us that like we know this
Hey,
game is
guys.
buggy and we're working on it. Every time you turn it on, hey guys,
That's annoying.
yeah, you guys, that's
How was your day today?
Yeah,
Thanks for playing again. Just remember, it's
So,
early
I mean,
access.
I think I'm a little worried here. We're walking into an Overwatch 2 situation. Like, I don't know if we needed Smite 2, if they could have just updated the first game. I mean, PoE is doing PoE 1 and 2, and they're carrying both of them. They're not planning on carrying Smite 1, I don't think. They're going to phase it out. So only some stuff is carrying over from it, like with heroes or things you bought. Like, I don't know. People are very worried in the community who have played a lot of Smite. Now, I didn't play tons of it. I don't like love MOBAs. I like them, but I do like the third person MOBAs. I've said this before. Like, I'm not really into Dota or League of Legends. I'd love to be into Dota. I think it's just over my head. I haven't put the time into it. You know, there's people that have been playing it for 15 years, but I liked Paragon, and now I like the like redone versions of those, which I've talked about. But Smite is also a third person MOBA. So it's very accessible. It's very easy to understand, and it's all the gods. So I've been playing as Bacchus, who's the Roman god of wine, and I've been doing like it's fun. Like he's a support character.
Roman god of wine.
Yeah, he's like this big fat drunk guy, and he's like, yeah, he's silly. He stumbles around, but I like doing support stuff generally. So I like stunning and like
that
healing.
sounds racist, by the way.
What's racist about it?
I don't know. It sounds like a stereotype. Don't like it.
You can't be racist against white people, John.
Romans?
Haven't you paid attention to Kotaku? Come on, John.
Greeks are a race, Michelle. Are they?
No,
they're
he's actually
nationality.
Roman, and Greeks would be European, which is white. Nobody gives a shit about us, Matt. So let's be real. So anyway, look, the game feels a little
sounds like a lot of
shitty.
stereotypes. I don't know.
Yeah, who cares about
we're just
stereotypes?
swinging.
Stereotypes are funny. If you can't make fun of something in your ethnicity, then you've got a fucking
Hey,
problem.
look at me. I got to the wine. I'm getting
Oh,
drunk.
wow, Italians drink wine.
Mamma
So-
mia.
Come
who
on,
cares?
take me over there.
You have to make
oh,
fun
I'm
of
shitting
things.
my pants. I drank it so
I
much.
got a
Tell
problem
all
in
your
this
Asian
lane.
friends, they got, just never mind. I'm not going to go there. So anyway, Smite 2 feels like it needs some work. Okay, here's a situation where it's an alpha weekend. It's not even launching in
Isn't
early
this
access.
game kind of a juggernaut, the original one? Am I wrong in saying that?
I mean, it's popular,
Using
but it's
that
not like
word.
League of Legends type shit. I mean, it's kind of like High Res Studios always comes in and does like knockoff versions of like another
Right.
popular
And then they
game.
shove it down everyone's throat because I've
Yeah.
seen Smite fucking everywhere.
Right,
Like,
it's
not,
popular
like,
and it's old. It's like 20 years old or something, or 15 years
Yeah.
old. But I mean, it's not that big. It's not like League of Legends or Dota or something like that. But look, I don't think there's a reason right now. I haven't seen this like. It doesn't even look that great for Unreal 5. Like the other, like the Paragon
Isn't
redo
it
looked
kind of like
better.
a mobile game, really? Like the whole vibe of it?
Not really. It just looks old. I don't know. I'm more impressed, like I
Is it
said, with
using
the
the same
redone
engine?
Paragons. Like over, what was the other one? I
Did
don't
it need to be
remember.
number 2? It looks
Look,
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
sold
the
on
same
Smite 2
engine.
yet. I'm not sold on it yet. Like these guys, you need to put more
like
time
an iPad
into this game, which they're doing. They want feedback for alpha weekends, and
Yeah,
then they're
is that
going to
how
launch
you
in
sounded
1.0.
after
So
your
here's a
root
case
canal?
where like wait to
Yeah,
play.
it really hurt
Like
that.
wait to play. Then you can
wait,
enjoy
this
it.
this is a way to play.
This is a way to play. Like don't rush out and go be a founder. Like,
Guys, it's a WTP.
this is just like, I tried a few matches and I'm like, what am I doing here? Every time I turn this game on, I got two guys talking to me. I can't take it anymore, John. All right. I got to hear a
Jake.
5-minute speech. Next, I feel like every time you turn on, they should like talk about something else. Like a guy should tell you like they just broke up with his girlfriend. He's like depressed. And the next
Right.
time you
How
sign
about
on,
that
you should be like,
Gaza, huh?
oh, the food in
Yeah.
our calf here sucks at high
I
res.
tell you, gas pricing these days.
Exactly. Like I don't even know if they're saying the same thing every
Who you
time.
gonna
I just
vote for
tune
in
out.
November?
I just start playing music on Spotify. I'm like, what are you guys doing? I don't want to hear this every time I turn this game on. Anyway, Smite
What
2 is out.
separates this game, Michelle? What separates
It's a
Smite
third-person
from
MOBA,
all
so
the
that's
other?
what is a bit unique. Although, like I said, I prefer the implementation of the redone Paragons because they look better, they run better, they're more fun. I like the characters, I like the spells better. What's the one I like? It's not Overprime. There's another one they just did. I forget, Predecessor maybe, but like they're on Steam, they're on PlayStation. I like third-person MOBAs, and I think the Paragon ripoffs are the better ones. Smite is okay, but it's just like Smite 2 isn't there yet. They're testing out technical alpha test weekends and it needs time. And I'm probably not going to turn it on until these guys stop talking to me every time I do because I don't know what they're going to say next, John. Like, like Matt, it's
They
uncomfortable.
could get racist.
Yeah, they could. I mean, that
Yeah.
might be funny, but they're going to go on. They're going to tell me about their cat. I'd rather you just let me
Right.
play the damn
Gypsy
game.
died last night. Let's all have a moment for
My
Gypsy.
cat has AIDS and
Right.
diabetes. By the way,
Look,
we know
my
this
cat died
is.
of AIDS,
I sound like Adam
it's not-
Sandler.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Welcome
Now, here's a game that kind of came out of nowhere for me, and
Yeah.
it like really defined my week. I think I've already put in like 18 hours. I 100%ed it, and I love it. It was only $6. It's called Nordic Ashes. Is a survivor style, or John, as you know,
Nordic
a bullet-
Asses?
Nordic
Yeah,
Asses.
buddy.
That's something different.
That was last week.
Yeah, that was last week. So that's like a Viking ass. That's their sequel. So it's a survivor style or a bullet heaven game. Not bullet hell, John. We've gone over this.
Yes, we have.
Yes. So Nordic Ashes is great because I really like not that I just like the whole, like, I know it's very God of War, Matt. You can relate, like all the different realms and you're doing all the bosses and Odin and all that shit. So it's good to see familiar characters. But I really like that there's all these characters to unlock and some are secret. And there's like these end level bosses that are fun to do with good mechanics. You're doing a lot of movement. And it's just a lot of times these Survivor style games have like shitty bosses. They don't feel good. And these bosses are actually kind of cool. You have to learn patterns, especially if you're playing them on harder difficulties. So it's just pretty cool. They have a vendor system that's unique. So you get gold as you play. There's like mines you keep going to collect stuff. There's all this risk and reward type things going on. So do I stand in this? Do I collect this? Do I dash through these spikes to get this buff? Will I do that? I'm going to hurt myself now, but I'll come back stronger later. So it's like a really nice twist on the format. And for $6, like I can't believe how many hours and how much fun I've had with it. And so, like I said, the vendor system where you're spending gold and you're kind of re-rolling and taking risks to like, how much do I want to spend to see if I get what I need? And there's
I want to play this looking at it.
Permanent upgrade system is a bit grindy. It's a slow burn. When I first turned it on, I was like, oh no. But don't even worry about that because each character has their own mastery tree and that goes pretty fast. So when you start with a character, you can choose weapons, but also you level up their mastery tree. So if you want to focus on certain aspects, with the character, and you can swap that really easily. So they did a lot here and the music is great. The art is great. The boss design is great. Like I said, $6. It's really hard to compete with something like this because you're getting... so I guess the full name, as Craig
fully fleshed out
Nordic Ashes Survivors of Ragnarok. So $6, especially if you're Steam Decking. And I mean, it's just a no-brainer here. It was very, very addicting. I was a little meh on it at first. Like I said, I was like, what's going on? I can't start this. I'm dying. But then it kind of hooked me as I got through the levels and I started doing it more difficult. And my goal was like, I'm killing all of the bosses and I'm going to go back and do them on hard mode. And I'm going to find every secret character. You unlock one character with up, down, down, left, right. You unlock another character by, I don't want to give away the secrets, but there's like all these little characters that you find by doing different things.
Oh, you just randomly decided to try that, you mean?
Well, it's the name of the character I saw, and it gave me the idea because it has to do with Konami, John. Okay?
I just thought you randomly, like, you discovered some secret by just...
When we did that as a kid in, like, whatever, Contra, I thought it was like, oh my God, I thought I broke the world. I thought I was, like, all powerful.
I mean, listen, at the time, there's no fucking internet to find that shit out. It was just, like, word of mouth. Like
Nintendo Powerline, right? So you had to phone that for, like, $15 a minute?
Yeah, I had a book,
I do.
Too.
Oof. Yeah,
the NES, the Nintendo consolers, whatever.
I remember I wanted that job so badly to be a Nintendo counselor because they made it seem like you had this cool desk and you're just like wearing rad 90s clothes and hanging with your friends.
Right.
Oh, that was my dream job.
You're really just in a dungeon somewhere answering calls. I worked at a psychic hotline for about a week in college. I think, or no, I was 15. I've told this story before. I was 15 years old. They shouldn't have given me a job. I don't know why they did. I called this number and then people would call me while I was in the pool swimming and I would talk to these people for hours.
I remember
with these idiots in trailers. And I was 15 and I was bullshitting them and selling them and I was just making cash. I don't even know why they were sending me checks. Like, is it legal to work at 15?
That's amazing.
I had a job at 15, but I had to get a work permit for
I didn't have
school.
Anything. I was just swimming in the pool talking to people in Tallahassee. Telling them that their boyfriend doesn't love them.
Hello there. Now, I got a problem
I know.
with my woman. I don't know where she's going at night.
Get the belt.
What do you think's happening?
I think she's banging dudes.
What?
Dudes.
I wonder if you changed someone's life, Michelle, by like giving
I probably
them
did. I was 15.
Or
I didn't
fortune.
care. I was like, this is great. Yeah. I'm going to go to the mall. What did I care? I had my dad's credit card anyway. Anyway, Nordic Asses, check it out. What's your future, old school? There's a big change coming. That's what I always told people. There's a change going on, guys. A big change.
You mean down below? Like it's not going to work or what? What's going to happen?
Well,
ED?
there's ways to fix. If it doesn't work, blame her. That's what I say. Blame her. You know what I mean? Even if it's happened before, I think it's her fault. It's because she's going out at night.
But I bought her that Victoria's Secret and nothing happened.
Well, the secret is she doesn't look so great in lace. So you're going to have to try. Yeah. Get her a t-shirt and a bag. Anyway, I'm drinking Khalifa Mocha coffee, which is like crack to me. I was a grifter when I was 15, crafty. You know what I would do? I would call like the back of Ruffles packages and say that my potato chips tasted like shit, so they'd send me free coupons. I love free stuff, or I did at the time. I don't know. And I had Pepsi coupons coming in the mail, and it was just great. I thought I'd like won the lottery. It was like the best thing ever to me. So Now you can support us here at VideoGameOutsiders.com for $1.99 a month. I'm drinking Khalifa Mocha coffee. John.
It's not a scam, guys. It's for real.
It's not a scam. Go to my my OnlyFans. No, I do not have one. Okay, so you played a fun game, John, I'm curious about.
Yeah, it's called Maniac.
Oh, don't talk about that. Talk about Gray Zone
No,
Warfare.
I want to talk about Maniac. So,
oh my God.
so I got this game called Maniac.
Okay.
And you guys remember the original Grand Theft Auto, right? 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Top down, okay? And even the original the early Postal games. So, Michelle, this is a roguelite
John.
survivor game.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like the look of it, John.
Well, that's kind of why I wanted to play it. But
Okay.
so what this is, it's literally a survivor game, but it doesn't look at all like a survivor game. It looks like an old school Grand Theft Auto. And you're basically on the map, and there's different characters. The first character, by the way, is Drunk Santa.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
see him with a shotgun or something.
And
picture there.
I swear to God, is this Dev a listener? Because he's like, Merry Christmas,
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff
probably
like that.
been listening to our Christmas plays.
Happy
There's a little girl
holidays!
character. There's a little girl character
Yeah.
too. She could be
Virginia.
or Virginia.
Yeah.
So, all right. So anyway, it's literally a survivor game, but when you're playing it, okay. So like, what I love about Grand Theft Auto, and I've done this since the beginning of time with Grand Theft Auto, is I will do the story, I'll do the quests, I'm playing the game, and at some point I just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go on this rooftop and start blowing everybody up, and I just like watching the the wanted meter go higher and higher, and then they start sending out SWAT team and helicopters and whatever, and that's what this game is that basically you need to survive for 20 minutes on this map, and as you're playing, it's progressively getting harder. Your wanted meter is going up and up and up. And it's all presented in a very old school GTA. It starts out with you shooting civilians, and you've got one cop chasing you. By the end of the 20 minutes, which, by the way, is a long fucking time.
That's a long time.
It really is. Because the last couple minutes feel like a fucking eternity. Because by the end of it, they're throwing UFOs at you and helicopters and fighter jets and tanks, and it's just batshit fucking crazy. And the way the game works is basically on the map there are upgrades, okay? And you're basically trying to go from upgrade to upgrade to upgrade to upgrade to upgrade all throughout the map while trying to survive the whole time. And the upgrades, obviously, like a rogue or survivor game, are absolutely mandatory. So you might get, plus damage on your guns, or you might get speed for running. You might get some bumpers for your cars to make them, virtually indestructible for a short time. And so you have to just constantly go to the next upgrade, all while dodging cops and tanks and fighter jets and all kinds of shit. And of course, you can hop in the vehicles, you can hijack them. Like, one of my favorite upgrades was the faster hijacking, because later in the game, like when the SWAT and the tanks are out, those are very slow to hijack. Like, if you see a tank and you want it, but you need those for survival. And then at the end of 20 minutes, a nuclear bomb goes off and just levels the whole city. And
oh, wow.
And so basically you have these 6 characters. I've unlocked 2 of them. And each character has unlock requirements, like kill 50 children is one of them.
Nice.
The guy I unlocked is going through a divorce or something, and I had to kill 30 taxi cabs to get him. I don't know. But you listen, for $5, I really had a lot of fun playing this, but it does get fucking nerve-wracking in the last 3 minutes of this. It's fucking
Is it just one map, John?
No. So I have the first 2 characters unlocked, and I was trying to figure that out, but the second map, the second character I had, the world looked a little bit different, but not a lot different. It had it seemed like it had more palm trees. So,
People are
that
coming
was
out a lot of unique takes on the survivor stuff now,
right.
And so it's a genre that's growing. It sounds like,
but on the surface, this looks nothing like a survivor game at all, not even close. But once you realize,
game,
what's that?
Sure,
yeah,
though.
Yeah. I actually played this in my living room on my TV. I did not play it undocked from my living room, but it ran great on the Steam Deck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this for $5. Am I going to try to go back and unlock it? I don't know. I think after I finished the first level, which took me multiple tries, and you do have permanent upgrades too, in between rounds.
Try
you can
that
spend
Nordic
money.
Acids. See what you think of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle this game over and over again with that 20-minute loop because it's really infuriating when you die in the last couple minutes after you just spent 18 minutes, right? And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. All right, let me talk about this next game because this next game has me pretty damn excited. This game is called Gray Zone Warfare, and I've been watching this game for the past month or two. I was trying to get in the beta. I didn't get in, so it's now in early access. The aesthetic of this game was just calling my fucking name. And I started reading a lot of the reviews, and people were comparing it to Tarkov and all that. I don't think it's a lot like Tarkov at all. I think maybe the loot, the inventory management. So when you launch the game, when I launched the game, my first impression was, okay, this is kind of like a PUBG, Tarkov.
Well, is Tarkov the PvP aspect of the game, and the PvE is the MMO?
Well, it works differently though because, like, if I remember Tarkov, I didn't play that a ton. I played it with you and I shot you in the head. And
yes, I remember.
That was like match based, like game launch and go in, right? Like it's
kind of like Rust. You go in a server and then there's a resets in a way. Like
yeah, and this has that too. So here's how this game works. Okay, so you have two modes. You have a PvE mode where all the players are on the map doing their quests, but you can't kill each other. And then there's PvE, PvP, where you can kill each other. And there's 3 factions in the map, okay? So you have 3 factions to choose from. Once you choose a faction, you cannot change that faction ever again until they reset the season. So when you pick a faction, I read this ahead of time, and thank God I did. Because I made a big deal about it with Matt. I'm like, Matt, listen, we have to coordinate factions because if we don't, we can't play together, until the server wipe or reset. All right, so you have 3 factions on the map. Each faction has 16 players, right? So you've got 48 players on this map. And again, the game's in early access pre-release. It's not done at all, and they're not promising that it's done. And the game does have some shitty reviews because of performance, mostly, is what I'm reading. I personally did not have any. I had a little bit of rubber banding here and there, but overall, it ran fine on my computer. I was getting in the hundreds, low hundreds, pretty consistently.
Were you running like frame generation or DLSS or anything?
DLSS. I was running DLSS, and I'll say this, and I don't use this tool really often at all. I use it sometimes as a starting point. GeForce Experience completely optimized this game for me. Like, it was running like dog shit until I just pushed the button, and I'm like, oh, wow, it's like a totally different game now.
DLSS.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
And the game is running Unreal Engine 5, and it looks fucking baller. Like, oh my God, it really does. I've never seen so many fucking trees in a game ever.
Ooh, can I cut them down?
No, you can't. But you can go anywhere. Anywhere you see, you can go, okay?
That's cool.
And it's an open world. It's not instanced. There's no loading. Once you're in the game, you're in the game. And it feels a lot like a MMO shooter. And basically how the game works is everyone has a base. There's 3 bases on the map, and something bad has happened in the center of the base where they call it Ground Zero. And I guess at some point that area is going to have an underground bunker, but it's not there yet. Right now, it's just a radioactive section of the map with nothing in it. Okay. But the game, so basically you launch in the map, you talk to the vendors, and you don't have to go up to a vendor. The vendor is in the menu, which I actually appreciate. As long as you're in the base, you can open the menu and go to the vendor. You don't have to walk to a vendor.
It's not immersive.
You don't?
I don't like menus. Yeah.
Well, this game's very immersive.
Guy.
Well, the guy's in the menu. So, he's living in the menu. So so the vendor gives you quests, and if you level up the vendors start giving you better shit. Okay. Now, I'm not going to call this a loot shooter because there's really not a lot of good loot in houses. That's what I've observed. The loot to get is from dropped dead people. Be it PvE or PvP.
Dead people.
Dead, yes, unalived, Michelle.
No, but I mean, like people you killed, not just dropped and not like falling from the sky.
Just dead bodies is where the good stuff is.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have this intense loot inventory thing that's very much like Tarkov and all that. And
so if it's PvP, you kill somebody, you can take all their good shit, right?
Exactly.
Like, that's got to be harsh. Okay.
Yes.
It's like Rust.
And if you die, here's how the game works. Okay. So you get a quest. Okay. And it says you need to go inspect a gas station at this coordinate. Go down there and check it out. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, here's what's cool about this game. And when this happened, I'm like, okay, I'm in. There is a helicopter system in this game that is a transport system. Okay? Think of like, the flights in WoW or something, Michelle.
Okay.
So you have all these landing zones.
Transport works.
I know, but it's kind of like WoW. It's almost like a flight path. It's almost like it's on rails kind of in a way, right? And so what you do is you get a mission, you look at the map, and you see where the closest LZ is that you've discovered, by the way. You have to discover. In the beginning, they give you a couple for free, but the rest of them you have to find. And then once you find them, you've unlocked that LZ. And so you look at the map. Okay, this
that's landing
LZ
zone for people who don't know military terminology. I just made that up. I hope it's correct. John, I like that you have to get on the flight path and watch the helicopter ride. I think teleporting would ruin that, right? Don't you think?
Well, it's immersive because the world is so seamless and fucking gigantic and ginormous
and you
that
could shoot from the helicopter, or you just
there's some controversy with that, which I'll get into.
Okay.
So you go to the LZ, and by the way, when you land at the LZ, and I guess they patched this recently, you are completely vulnerable and you can be killed and sniped
people
instantly.
Are getting up and getting snacks. They're taking poops. And
yes, and so I guess they just added this patch where you are immune from damage for 5 seconds after the helicopter lands.
5 seconds. It should be like a safe zone around the helicopter, or like until you.
So
move.
I told it's on rails.
And I told Matt today, I'm like, listen, dude, they implemented this 5-second thing now. I go,
but are you on PvP?
Yeah, I go. Next time we play, we are camping the fuck out of LZs.
Wow. And you're calling me a grifter.
Oh, you're going to be the problem.
Yeah, you're the problem.
I go, let's make that our game one night. All we're doing is camping LZs.
Okay.
So this game is absolutely hardcore. There's no interface. There's no nothing. You have no idea how many guns, how many bullets are in your magazine. You don't know who enemies are. You don't know who friends are. Everyone's wearing the same goddamn outfits, your friend or your foe. Like you just no interface, nothing. There's just a compass, and you don't know what the fuck's going on. And the quests are not generous with the information. Like there was this one quest we had to find a helicopter, and the guy said, "Yeah, it's like south of the gas station, right?" Oh my God. We walked south of the gas station for like a fucking half hour. I'm like, Matt, I go, listen, I can't handle this anymore. We can't find this
I kind
fucking
of like that. It's a little exploration.
And I Googled it, and Matt got mad at me. He's like, no, this is real life. We can't. I go, Matt, this is
you
fucking.
gotta embrace the realism.
This is realism. I got intel
you just ruined the game for your friend. I do that all the time. I Googled something in Grounded once and got yelled at, so I know how it goes. But sometimes you shouldn't Google, John.
But Matt, I said, listen, this is realistic because I'm looking for intel from the other soldiers that have been here. This is how it works.
You didn't get on the mic and start asking Frank. You looked it up on Google. You Googled.
And by the way, the helicopter, not south of the gas station, southeast of the gas station.
Well, he didn't say just straight south. You didn't let him finish.
So that's like the kind of shit you're doing, right? And again, quests are not forgiving, not generous with the information. They just give you a little bit, and I actually really appreciate that. There's things about this game.
You appreciate it because you just Googled it. What do you mean you appreciate it? You don't appreciate it. You just said, fuck you guys. And
in hindsight, that mission, okay, I had to get on the walkie-talkie and talk to some other soldiers on Reddit and see what they said.
Soldiers on Reddit. I appreciate their design. That's why I'm on Reddit cheating. No, you don't. You want hand-holding mode.
Another thing that I'm enamored with and love is the gunsmith in this. So right now we have like the beginning vendors. We have to basically level up and unlock the other vendors. They're going to give us better guns and higher level shit. But right now we have like AKs and M4s and stuff from the vendors, and you can buy a fully assembled M4, or you can build one buying every single part that goes inside of a real M4. You can buy the upper, the lower, the buffer tube, the stock, the barrel. You could choose the length of the barrel.
Is there a benefit to piece mailing them?
I don't know, but I was
Is it
totally into it.
cheaper?
I built a really bad M4 with a carry handle and an ACOG with a Magpul MOE stock with a 10.5 inch barrel.
This is too much information. How about I built one? I don't even know if what you're saying
and
is
then
true.
you could even
I stuck
choose
a
the
bebop or bebop up on the
No,
backside.
I'm saying real shit. You could even put in,
the
you could
trigger's
choose the
made of titanium.
you could choose the charging handles. Like they have like I'm wondering if they have the licenses to this stuff because they've got real brand name stuff
I
in
doubt
here.
it. I think
Like
it's some shady stuff.
like Magpul furniture for the guns and EOTech.
Furniture? You got a couch on that thing?
No, the furniture is like the plastic shit on a gun. On like an AR.
Nice kitchen cabinet on your gun.
Yeah. I like a
so
nice
like so like I built a really
marble.
badass M4 with a carry handle and an ACOG
Granite.
and it's I once I realized how the gun system worked, like you know, again, you can just buy an off the shelf gun from the vendor or build one piece by piece. Like it's pretty cool, you know.
Nice.
Like,
Now you could never
and-
get Matt to play like World of Warcraft with you. Is he in on this MMO because it's
Oh
guns?
god, yeah, we've been talking about it.
Okay, good.
And then also another thing that I don't know if it's unique to this game, but it's unique to me is that if you have an injury, you have to know what kind of injury you have. And
Yeah, I've seen
you-
that in like survival craft games.
Yeah. So if you have broken bones, you need a what is that, splint or split, what do they call that? The
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't just take pills if you're
Splint.
if you're bleeding,
Yes.
right? So you have to stitch
right.
it
And
up,
so
wrap
so
it.
you have to carry blood with you. You have to carry bandages with you.
Are you
Yeah, you have
refrigerating that, or
no. If you lose blood, you have to infuse your
do
blood
soldiers
in.
do that? They don't just like carry blood with them. It's,
And
It's as easy as just like plucking
Yeah.
blood into your body or drinking blood
yeah,
once you get shot.
you're
or
a
something.
vampire. Right.
So yeah, you have to carry multiple kinds of
You
first
had me
aid.
until you have to carry blood. I think there's got to be a better way.
Well, Matt was bleeding out, and by
Yeah.
the way, I think that one person could be the designated medic in the group and can carry all that shit for everybody.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So I didn't try healing Matt and vice versa, and we've been
Mm-hmm.
healing ourselves. But I believe that you could have a role, Michelle, where someone's just a healer, and you have all that
I
shit
might
in your
like that
bags.
if I could get my friends to play. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
cool.
Now, there's things about this game that it clearly needs. Okay, the AI, little dumb, but ruthless. Like we cleared a fucking town, and I'm like just sitting outside this house waiting for Matt to come. Because oh, by the way, if you die, okay, so if Matt and I are in a party together, we're doing a mission, we're like 10 miles from our base. Okay, if I die or someone in your party dies, they lose their body, stays there with their equipment,
Yeah.
and then they respawn at the base with nothing.
Now, do you build a base or have a dwelling?
No,
base where
no,
you
there's
build? Okay.
no, there's like, and that's another question that I've been reading about is you're going to be able to attack other people's bases,
Yeah.
and so I think this game could get batshit crazy. So anyway, the things that it clearly needs, okay, there's never any AI in the buildings, which I've discovered because we kept expecting them to be in buildings, never there. Okay.
But real people are in buildings looking, so maybe that's
No,
enough.
there's no civilians. It's everyone's
Yeah, but real people. You're in a PvP game, so real.
Oh
people
yeah,
can be in the
real
same
players could be hiding in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're going to a town that has like 20 PVE AI players, they're just always in the street, like just walking around. Like they're never in a building, right? And there's really, and so far, I have to admit, there's no loot in the buildings. The only loot we found was like, well, quest loot that we had to do, but just like found stuff. There's like monies and cash registers. Like that's it. Like we haven't found really crates or anything meaningful in there. So like they need to do better with that. And also they absolutely have to add vehicles to this game. Like there's broken vehicles on the map everywhere, but you can't drive anything. You can only travel around fast with the helicopter system. And by the way, the helicopter
Could be
system,
intentional by design, John.
I
Maybe they
actually
want you
really
on foot.
appreciate the helicopter system. I think it's
No,
realistic.
you don't. Once again, because you want vehicles to bypass it, just like you Googled on their Quest designs.
No. Hear me out on this, okay?
Okay.
And I was reading on Reddit.
I like
people-
the idea of it, but
No.
no.
People on Reddit were saying get rid of the helicopters, and people were also saying don't get rid of the helicopters. That's why it's realistic. And what's realistic about it is that there's a finite amount of helicopters on the map. Okay, so if you call a pickup at LZ to another LZ, and all the helicopters are already doing shit, you can't get extracted.
It's like waiting for an elevator.
Yeah. So then you call again. They're like, nope, sorry, air traffic's full. We got no free helicopters. So it might be 10 minutes. It might be 7 minutes. It might be 5 minutes. You're trying to get back to your base and survive.
It to feel like there's.
I know. It feels like it. The tension of it, waiting.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, Matt, we just called the helicopter.
There are
it's going to be
consequences to your actions. I think that's their intentional.
It's going to take 6 minutes to get here. We got to fucking hide right now and then come out at the last minute and get on it and leave. Right?
And someone could track that helicopter.
What's that?
Well, someone could see that helicopter coming in and it could be like, someone called a helicopter, so let's go find them.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, it sounds cool. It sounds like they're going to expand on it. I think it's pretty popular. It's got a lot of buzz.
Yeah. I'm so in on this game.
Good. Hope you guys.
I really, really hope that they just keep expanding on this and expanding on it. There's a lot of speculation right now, but the bones are here. Like it's, and by the way, I'm telling you, this map is so impressive. And when like we landed, like the first couple missions we did, you're on the helicopter. It takes you to an LZ, which is this big like rice paddy field. It has a Vietnam vibe to it for sure. It's like a Vietnam plus Middle East or so. I don't know where the fuck it is, but that's like, weird. And you land in like this flat valley, like with all this plantation and these mountains all around you, and you're completely exposed, and you're running through all this vegetation that you could see people planted, irrigation, and like it was so atmospheric and so like just like. It just
people
was
are saying
realistic.
You have to stick with it, John. The chatters are concerned. I mean,
no, it's possible.
Will this take you away from Call of Duty?
It already has.
Good. Call of Duty's same old tired thing over and over. You got to play.
This is
stuff.
way more interesting. And Matt and I have been talking a lot about it, so I think he's excited about it too. So. Yeah, this is a $35 game. I think you should go into it thinking that you're investing in the idea of the game, which is how I have no problem supporting the development of this.
Yeah, I think it's $35, right? It's not 60. And
yeah, I have no problem at all with what's going on here so far because it's really cool, and I know it's going to get better. I hope, knock on wood. So yeah, that's Gray Zone Warfare, and I'm drinking a Partake IPA. All right, Matt. I have a prediction.
Hi.
All right. Don't tell us what it is yet, though.
Okay. Oh, write down your prediction
because
so we know it's an actual prediction.
Don't like
Michelle
put
knows
the
what
idea.
it is.
I don't put the idea in Matt's head, though. We gotta.
Okay.
All right. So, Matt, tell us about your Xbox experience. You haven't had one since what, the 360? Or
I haven't had one since the 360, and I think I was on about a month ago, and I said, like, my Game Pass on PC is crap the bed. I can't really play anything. And plus, there's some games that just aren't working well on my potato computer, so it would be great if I had an Xbox, because then I could really dive into the library. And one angel listener, Crafty, I've been on his show before, he said, you know what, I've got an extra one, Matt. It's all yours. So he shipped it off to Canada, which is by the way, cheap feat. Because
no,
I
it's
know
not. I can tell you that firsthand. And
it's great for the show.
Was there customs involved? And
well, very weirdly enough, I mean, I had to pay a little bit on my end just because Canada loves just adding on fees
tariffs
for no reason,
right?
Something like that. But it took only a week, which I was super surprised. Like big electronic box being shipped over the border. So I don't know where Crafty lives.
The box is electronic.
He's in Wisconsin. He tells people, so he's close to the border.
Wisconsin. Okay, so that might have played into it. Either way, I got it super quick, and I was very excited. It came with I was a little bit like, did he include a controller? Because that's cool if he didn't. I'll go buy a controller. It came with a controller, which, by the way, so that's my first observation of the Xbox. I kind of love the controller. I love the heftiness of it.
Too.
Oh yeah, that's my go-to. That the Series X controller is ever so slightly better than the Xbox One, but not by a lot. But go on.
Maybe. I still love my Sony, but this one just felt a little more weight to it, a little more substance. I like it. So I dove into Game Pass basically over the last week and a half. I have some ass games, by the way, I do want to make mention of. But
that's right. We had Ass Week last week. He missed out on.
I was prepared. I did play a couple ass games, so I'll talk about those later. But I'm going to do kind of a quick fire, just mini review of a bunch of games, some that were new, some that came out. One, I don't know if you guys talked about this. It's another Crab's Treasure, which came out, I can think, a couple
that
weeks
rogue
ago.
game.
No,
Tell me
everyone's
about it.
calling it Dark
Or
Souls Crabs.
Souls like.
Yeah, it's Dark Souls
Yeah.
Under the Sea. It's and you wouldn't think it's a very cutesy appearance. It presents itself as like this cute little crab. He loses a shell to like some person who swoops in and goes, "This is our territory now. You're gonna have to pay rent." And the crab's like, "No, I'm just gonna get a new home." But it is very Dark Soulsy. You've got to off in the distance is the
Is
castle.
there a
of the queen.
bonfire underwater?
No, there's little like conch shells instead of bonfires.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no fire underwater, John. You can't make fire underwater, John. I don't know if you know that. And
are
you
lots.
go
Actually,
around.
you can.
There's that technically
Well,
fire.
you can't make lasting fire
Underwater welders, Matt would disagree with you.
Well, it's not sustainable fire, John. Is what I'm saying. Fire needs oxygen, unless. Anyways, I know oxygen's in water.
Yeah.
So a big open world, just like Dark Souls. You don't really know where to go. You're just kind of pointed in a direction of something in the far off distance, and it'll take you a bunch of tries to get there because a lot of enemies are going to one hit kill you. But you're constantly getting stronger. You're collecting your MacGuffins to build up your crab character. You're finding new homes to put on your back. You're finding new weapons. So it is that formula, but in kind of a funnier, just a sillier shell, for lack of a better word. And it's fun. It's a good, substantial game, and I think more people should check it out. It came across in a time where I think a lot of other stuff was coming out.
Yeah, it's a
So it
sleeper
might not
game
have
though, but
been-
everybody who plays is like,
It just
wow,
came
this
out like
game's
a
good.
couple week or two ago. It's not like it was pretty
highly-
front. It was pretty
Yeah.
front and center on the Xbox, and I did not play it. I was tempted to install it, and I talked myself out of it.
I think you guys would both really like that. It's not as sweaty as Elden Rings or anything like that. Like it is a tiny bit easier, but it's still a challenge. It's not a kid's game. It presents itself as a kid's game, but it is not. So definitely check that out. I did play Harold Halibut because I heard John's review. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I got to give this a shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
you,
disappointed.
dude.
I know, but it's the video game equivalent of like a warm cup of tea. It's just like it's not exciting. It's kind of
If you're
comforting.
sick, it'll
like,
do, but you don't
I
really
thought you
want
Yeah.
would love that. Honestly,
I love the presentation, but I think, and I asked you when you're reviewing
Yeah.
it, like, when does the game begin? Because I'm just talking to people. That's all I'm doing. I'm just finding people and talking to them. And I played like 2 hours of this thing. At one point, you can go in an arcade and play a really like just bad video game.
Right.
But other than that, I just feel like I'm not.
well, there's
doing
those
much.
puzzles in the beginning, and it's my
Are they
understanding that
puzzles? Which puzzles?
well, like the in the very very beginning, you're given those tasks to like open the vent and stuff and
Yeah,
feed
that's
the
not
fish
really
and
puzzles. That's going.
it's
that's
kind of
going
a
to this
quest.
point.
Yeah. Well, the vent. There is some puzzles like on the screen where you're
Oh,
moving
yeah,
dots
I
around
know.
and valves. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't understand what was going on. I just clicked things until it worked. I didn't really understand. But I thought I said this at the time. Like, it's such a waste of an amazing presentation. I love the
And they spent
claymation.
like 15 years making that game.
Yeah, why not add a few
Yeah.
game aspects? You know, I get interactive novel.
I have to give those guys credit though because they really pulled something off. Like,
they it's an achievement in like
yeah,
appearance. Like, it's an achievement in art direction, maybe.
yeah.
It's like a
should
pretty
win
girl
more
that,
for that.
can't form a sentence. I mean, you're going to get
And the
bored with
vo-
it after 5
and the
minutes.
voice
and I think they could
acting
have put some
is
game in the
good.
game, John. You're defending it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's what their vision
Wallace
is.
and Gromit.
I'm not.
It's got
defen-
Wallace
I'm,
and Gromit vibes.
I'm saying exactly what I said when I reviewed it. You know
Right.
that like that the gameplay's not here for me, but I have to give them credit for the visuals and what
But we
they
all
do.
know
It's
this is a
ins-
genre of games now. This is a
It
genre
is,
of
that's
cozy,
true. And some people like it. They,
Right.
experiential games.
they just want to lay
And
on the
it's gonna
couch
land.
and walk forward.
Totally.
Thank
Or
you
it's
for
a good
7
streaming
gaming.
game, right? Because it looks nice and it's like you're watching a TV show. I just wish there was more to do. Okay, so
Yeah.
this one, so I've been going through it and playing like 10 minutes of each game. And then I happen upon Arcade Paradise. And this is the game I've been kind of looking for a long time. I've never been able to find it. Xbox had something similar, but you couldn't actually play the games. But this is you take over your dad's laundromat and you're like, it would be good if instead of a laundromat, we actually bought some arcade machines. So every day you're going and you're doing a little laundry
But is
work.
it? Are you?
It's like a simulation game. People have always told you to play this, John.
I know, but
You'd love this game, John.
but do you
Oh my
turn?
goodness.
Is it a secret arcade or is the laundromat become an arcade?
Laundromat becomes an arcade. In the back room, there's like 4 machines to start with. The hook is each of the machines is a full game. Like
Right.
every time you
cool.
buy a game, you're buying an actual game. You can
And,
once
and
you're done your
they
laundry
are
work.
invented games though for this game.
Right, but they're all based off. So there's like a GTA, and you were talking about your game. It reminded me of the one they have.
Yeah.
It's like a top-down GTA style game. They've got like a match 3 adventure.
Okay, so let me ask
They've
you a
got-
question.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, I guess it was a DS game or Game Boy. No, it was DS. Was Retro Game Challenge. Do you remember that game? Where you're that
Very briefly. Yeah.
you're like a kid in your house and you have all these cartridges and every cartridge is some made up retro game with
it's a
tons
lot
of
like that.
challenges within the game. Like, do they have like challenges like that? Like,
Yep. No, totally. You've got
get a high
list of-
score, get
There's a
yeah.
YouTube streamer
Beat it
game
on
that's
hard
just like
mode.
this. So you become a streamer simulation and you can play the games as you're streaming them. And so you collect games to play. I mean, I kind of
It's
like
a
this
fun-
like, game in a game thing.
It
Yeah.
is. It's a fun loop, and there is a ton of games you can unlock, but it is fun just gradually turning this laundromat. And Krell makes a point. It's mostly a laundry sim for the first half of the game. That's the only knock to it, is that there is a lot of just doing laundry. And at
It
a
can be
point, you're like,
fun.
okay, game. Well, at a point, you're like, okay, I get it. I'm starting off on a laundromat, but it does kind of, you have to make your money by doing laundry. But eventually, the games become the game, and
Yeah.
you're excited to buy the next.
does this
update.
have Swedish asset?
Is it a Playway game? I don't know
Yeah.
if it's-
Oh
are
yeah.
they
Yeah.
Polish?
This is like a house flippy kind of semi jank, but
Yeah.
it feels good. And the guys not guys, the gender neutral people who made this
That's
obviously
probably
love
guys.
How do you
The
know
women
that-
are
how do you know they
producers.
are?
I mean, let's
Wait,
be
how do you
real.
know
Maybe
they
there's
are?
a
Why would you
female
just
artist.
say that?
I don't know. They whoever made the
Just
game.
say guys. I don't have it. You can refer to a woman
No,
as a
I'm just
guy,
kidding.
right? You're a
I'm just kidding.
human. You're still a man.
Human.
Come on.
Human.
Come on.
You're a human, right? I'm still a human.
Yeah, but all the while you're going on so this is the 90s. You're going on your computer at the end of the day. You're chatting with your sister. It's like, oh, okay,
Oh, sister.
don't
Oh,
tell me
you
that.
like
but
that part.
This reminds me of a new Steam
Oh,
game
yeah,
that just
I
came
like
out,
chatting
Step
with my
Sister's Pussy.
sister.
Have you guys seen that one?
What?
It's called Step Sister's Pussy, and I thought of you, Matt, for the next not safe for work episode. Sorry, go ahead. So you're
No,
chatting
that's all I'll
with
say.
your
This-
sister. No dude's
Well,
talking to
'cause
his
that's the-
sister that much.
That's the storyline, right? Like you're secretly, because your father's like, no, I want you to make it a laundromat. Don't you dare try to do it.
Oh,
in
but your
an
sister
arcade."
knows, and she's like, "Just fuck dad, just do
Yeah.
it, okay? Don't
Yeah.
listen to
Yeah,
him.
fuck dad.
All right?
Dad's
Fuck him.
stuck
your
in
dad.
the 80s.
Yeah, don't listen to him. You don't have to
That's
be a lawyer.
totally 70s. He doesn't give it. Okay, the next game is timely because Fallout, the show, is amazing. I finished that. I don't know if you guys had a chance to check that out. Michelle,
I
it seems like
did.
your
I
kind of
lost
show.
interest. It's just a little too campy for me. I like more of a serious tone
Super
to my
camp.
shows.
But that's
Yeah.
Fallout, right? That's
Exactly. I can't knock
captures
it. That's
that,
a personal thing.
I love the show. So, of course, like millions of people, I went back to a Fallout
Mm-hmm.
game. Mine was Fallout 4 because they just released a next-gen update to it. And I thought it would be a good opportunity to see what that was all
And
about.
by the way, we should mention that
Mm-hmm.
that update is not free on the PlayStation.
Shut your mouth hole. Really?
Yeah,
That can't be true.
it is true.
If you own Fallout 4, you have to pay for the update? No.
PlayStation makes you pay for things for upgrades all the time, even on their own games. So especially Bethesda's
That's
going to
insane.
charge them. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Crafty. On my Xbox,
Oh, it looks like a
was
week
free.
ago they reversed that to
Oh.
because there was a lot of people bitching
Okay.
about it. So
Gamers don't bitch. What are you
so
talking
now they've
about?
made it
Well,
free.
the gamers bitch because it creates change. I mean, as long as you're not throwing a brick through a target,
So
it's okay.
if you
Go bitch.
if you got Fallout 4 via PlayStation Plus,
Mm-hmm.
then you're able to upgrade to the PS5 version for free.
yeah, that makes sense.
Stepsister's Pussy game.
Yeah, I think that's
How much is
kind
it?
of interesting
$8?
for you, Matt.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, tell me. Okay, so listen, I installed this game because that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
activities on the Xbox is to install games and never play them.
Never
course.
played them.
So I installed the
easy.
game.
Yeah.
I was hopeful. Okay,
First impressions out of the vault.
I didn't play
Wow.
it though.
Yeah. So first impressions, 60 frames per second makes a ton of difference. Graphics, the environment looks amazing, but the game is still about X number of years old when you get up to talking to people and the environments or the buildings and stuff. You're like, oh yeah, this is an older game. It's still
Starfield
that's just
people
Bethesda's-
look much better. Yeah.
Bad.
puppets. Like everyone looks like a puppet.
Oh,
and
you mean
it's
like
just-
Starfield? Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
Honestly, I played Starfield a bit, and like, ooh, the difference isn't that much after like 15
Same
years.
engine,
between
probably,
character models.
Bethesda. Yeah.
Right.
But it is still. I remember why I love this game so much, and I'm going to still play it, even though it looks a little dated, because I think they added they added some new weapons, a new Brotherhood of Steel or Power Armor, and other perks to play with. And the game is just also a brilliant game too. So it looks better, frame rate's better. If you love the show, this will definitely scratch that itch for you.
Oh yeah,
but it is such a huge game. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like after Final Fantasy VII, I'm having such a hard time getting into another huge game like this. So which brings me to my next game, Space Lines from the Far Out. This is hit us from left field. Me and my son were looking for a couch co-op to play.
What's it called?
It's called Space Lines from the Far Out.
Okay.
And it's undercooked, overcooked, but it's in space. So you're managing a kind of a spaceship that's going in between little ports. And during the way, you've got to look after your passengers. You got to look after the systems. Things are breaking down. You got to steer off of asteroids. You got to dock sometimes if your passengers got to pee, or if they pee, they'll pee on your ship, and it'll affect your rating. So it's a very crazy, chaotic couple minutes in between these ports, and then you dock and you upgrade your ship. So is it a roguelike? What's the structure where you pick a path and you can pick a different path each time depending on the benefits? Whatever that is.
Yeah,
that's
it'd
what
be
this game is.
roguelike. I mean, yeah, it looks a little overcooked. There's a couple of games like this. There's one where you're building together with people and shit's going down. It's like a whole genre of games. Like it's a chaotic 4-player top down.
I love it.
Yeah.
If you've got kids, so this is the Matt being a dad segment. If you got a kid who has played video games and you want a couch co-op, this is so much fun. Like we're laughing our asses off and we're failing all the time. Our ships explode. We're not very good at this game, but it is. You keep learning. You can keep like building up better ships. So definitely, this is a game you should check out. The next one is a game I actually finished. I loved. I can't believe I missed it the first time. It's Resident Evil 3, the remake. You guys played this. I know you did.
I did.
Now, by the way, Matt, everything you're talking about is Game Pass.
Everything I'm talking about is Game Pass.
I knew it. All right, go on.
Yeah, no, I'm going to buy a game. I just got a whole free Xbox. I'm going to go on Game Pass. I'm going to see what I can. I didn't know how much I'd love it, but I was like, yeah, I love 2, so let's see what this is about. It's not as long. I don't think it's as good as the remake number 2, but it is.
I agree. Yeah,
it's a fun 6 hours. Like I beat it in 6 hours, and you can continue unlocking new guns, new characters. I don't feel that pull to do that because I'm kind of like it just means I'm just doing the same things over again. I'm just learning how to do it faster. That doesn't appeal to me. But if you have it on Game Pass and you love the Resident Evil series, you haven't checked it out, definitely do that. So I feel proud that I found this game, and I think I want to recommend it to you guys because right before the show, it was like 5 minutes before the show, I lost myself in this game because I was getting so addicted. It's Vampire Survivors.
Oh my God. Stop. You finally played?
So you are drinking all of the Phil Kool-Aid right now. Go on.
Yeah. Well, come on. Vampire Survivors launched on Steam first. It's not Phil's
I understand, but Phil recognized it as a get, and he got it.
I gotta apologize,
you
guys.
Stop.
Welcome to the Survivors world, Matt. It's a thing.
So, yeah, and I want to talk, because you were talking about your game.
Nordic Ashes, yeah. Nordic.
So, I want to know, before I get too much into this game, is there a better version of this game that I should play instead? Because I'm loving this loop, but if there's a better version by now, I want to start on that one.
No, I think you'll
We've talked about a million
still
of
like
them.
the best one.
I mean, Vampire Survivors is unique because there's like weapon evolution and stuff, and it's fine. It's not my favorite, but I think it's worth playing it and then exploring the genre. I think I like Halls of Torment because it's very Diablo 2 looking, and there's like risk reward with sending loot up the well. But I think like start with Vampire Survivors. Like if you're having fun and it's on Game Pass, I mean, just have fun with it. Explore.
I rather like that Deep Rock Galactic Survivor right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that came out last month.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe in early April. I don't know, but
it came in February.
It's recent. Okay, sorry.
And there was like a beta last year that we played.
Okay, I'm sorry, John. But yeah, no, so games like that, I'm interested in. So I don't know. Hit me up on Twitter, guys. Drop your recommends.
Probably 50
there's a million of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like my.
I know. I've kind of tuned out a little bit because I didn't think
like
I liked the genre, but here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Well, because now you're an Xbox.
Convert.
You're an Xbot. So
just enjoy Survivors for now, because that.
Matt, are you an Xbot? Yes or no?
Are you sold on the idea of
I
Game Pass?
really enjoy the UI of Xbox. It's a lot more engaging. I really love.
See,
the
I feel the
controller.
same way. Like I feel a need to check in on the Xbox more than the PlayStation because the
Me too.
PlayStation feels more static. Like
Well, it's just a band of tiles.
which
across the
you
top
could
of your
argue is a way better
PlayStation
design.
should have never dropped home. It should have been your
Yeah.
home base with your trophies
Yeah.
on the wall and invite
Right,
friends
right.
over to the
It
pool
was before its
table.
time, I think.
Yeah,
I
but
think
bring
that
it back.
was
I need
before
a
its time.
base.
I'm not an Xbox, but I'm not.
You are an Xbox.
Sony
I
pony
guarantee.
either.
I
I-
guarantee you, with Game Pass, we're
Well,
not.
Matt,
you're
you can
gonna.
play
You're not going to
Hellblade
shut
in 2
up.
weeks. You can do like a round
I
table with
can't
us
wait.
now.
I am planning to play Starfield. I'm going to
I
start a
know.
whole new
I
game
knew that
Starfield.
all along, Matt. I already
But
predicted
there are
that.
big updates coming out in May 12th or 19th.
Matt, that
one of
game's
those
got
dates.
you written all the fuck over it.
I know, but I picked it up and I'm like, it's 30 frames per second. For some reason, I forgot that. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm evolved now. I'm a 60 frame per second guy, especially for games like this. So I'm like, I'm going to come back when it's 60 because I know, John, this is a game for me. So look, there's
So
Starfield
on May 15th, in a week,
Yeah.
it's getting a 60 FPS update.
Yeah, so
and other
wait.
stuff too, like a map update and stuff. So there's no, I just want to start fresh with a new game because I know I tried it on my computer for the show and it was terrible because of my computer and just because of the state of the game. But
No, it's just the
yeah,
game.
All right. Honest opinion, Matt.
yeah, I love it.
Game Pass, is it better than PlayStation Plus?
yeah,
far.
yeah, no,
it is.
for
It
sure.
really is. It absolutely is.
It is selection of games and relevancy. Like these are good games.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many other games. I'm like, I got to come back and try that too. So I've got a whole whack of stuff that I'm going to dig into, and I can see what's coming up. Like you said, Hellblade 2 is coming up. Frostpunk 2. I'm so excited for Frostpunk 2. So I'm in it now. I can get those first party releases and not have to worry that I can play them. So Crafty, you've unlocked a new avenue for me. My kids thank you. My daughter's playing the original Goat Simulator. She is overjoyed. Yeah, no, it's great. So I was very generous.
SpongeBob Bikini Bottom's in there.
Yeah, and the Bluey game too.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
She's all into Bluey. So yeah, I respect for what they're doing with the Xbox. It's Game Pass is a really good deal, especially the way I've been playing it. I've been really diving in. So
Walking
very
into it too as new
Yeah.
with all that stuff.
Oh, it's like a kid on Christmas. Like I've always had access to this stuff. Well, not until recently, but I'm always like, I don't like playing on my desk. I want to play on my couch. I want to know that it's going to work.
Matt, this is
not-
going to change everything.
It
for you.
is. It's going to be.
I
fun
really
for
think
you.
it is. And I think that we're going to hear less about Sony, which is good.
Well, except for first party titles, but yeah.
Yeah. Last of
Someone
Us,
asked, how
and that's
do the
about it.
Halo boys feel? That's true. I can play Halo Infinite now on my couch and no more stutter. So I can get back to being good. So yeah, all around good. So 2 ass games very quickly because I did actually buy a game and I couldn't talk about it. I played Slappy Ass on Steam. Now this is a $6 game where you're presented with a very photorealistic ass and you can slap it. And the more you slap it, the more
Okay.
things you unlock and mini games like you have to slap each butt cheek to a certain rhythm. Or you have to slap them like bongos. They make a little bongo sound, and you can unlock different underwear and panty. I sound like a creep talking about this. I refunded this game, by the way. But I had a good hour. I
Okay.
thought there'd be a little more. I thought there'd be like, a little boobs.
You thought a game called
sometimes.
Slappy Ass would have more of it slapping ass.
I thought it would be a little more substance than just slapping ass. Maybe I
Yeah.
was naive.
Thank you
Michelle
for the
played a
gifted
game where
subs,
she was
YOLO.
underwear.
No, I didn't.
You go.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. Somebody talked about that.
And you know what game I went back to?
CC
Oh, what?
talked about that game. I didn't play it.
Oh, I thought you played that.
It's a good game.
That's right.
I played and finished an old one of my favorites that has everything to do with asses, and it was South Park: Stick of Truth. Because I was a little upset about the new South Park game.
Yeah.
Kind of like it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted another fractured butthole. And
Yep.
so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to play Stick of Truth again. And a lot of that's about farting. A lot of that's using your fart powers. And I was reminded why I love this game. It feels like you're just playing a 10-hour long South Park episode. It's hilarious. The combat's actually fun. The exploration, the depiction of Canada in it. When they go to Canada, it's just 8-bit world. It's if you got this and you haven't played it in a while, go back to it. I assure you, you're going to be happy with it. And I'm looking for Fractured Butthole when it comes on sale because I think I'll do that again. That's another thing about Xbox. I get to play games that I've platinumed, but now I can go for achievements. I can be like, this is a good reason to play this game again. Yeah, why not? Like, I want to play Prey.
Matt, let me ask you a question, too. Okay, so you're coming from a PlayStation. You now have a Series X. Graphically, whatever.
I don't notice a difference graphically. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, they're the same.
You don't, really, right? You don't feel like you're in a different place graphically or any performance-wise?
The quick resume was a good surprise. Like, I don't know how that works, but it's magic to me. Like, even games I closed and haven't played in a few days, it would just put me back exactly where I was. And Sony does not do that unless you were playing that game and you just put it to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I really like that. I love that.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's reliable, but okay.
Well, it's worked for me so far, so maybe...
Because I've had a lot of times where the quick resume thing pops up, and then it just dumps me into the main menu of the game. And I wasn't here last time. I was somewhere.
That happened once.
Yeah.
Jedi of Light brings up a good point. Achievements are better than trophies. I kind of like achievements are less stress because there's no like platinum achievement. It's just like, how many achievements do you want to get? And it's not like a platinum left over just kind of taunting you like Final Fantasy did. It's kind of like, you know what? You got a lot of achievements, just move on. There's not one that you need to, it's not a platinum that you need to stamp it with. So I kind of like achievements. And I've got a big gamer score. What's your score, guys?
I don't know. I haven't had an Xbox in ages. So
let's compare.
Yeah.
John, what's your score? I'm like at 60,000, but I haven't played Xbox in a while, so just remember.
I don't know. I guess let me open up the app on my phone. I'm sure it's not very high. My Steam stuff is probably pretty good.
Yeah, Steam points are probably good.
But there's going to be crossover achievements now with Sony and Steam, so that's what's kind of weird.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I'm trying to find it. My app is, but yeah, I'm sure it's nowhere near that. How do I?
Because
Okay. I only have 8,000.
That's cute.
I mean, I 100% at Oblivion. I think, like back in the day, I think that was probably it.
I think I did as well.
Yeah,
30,000.
That's nice. That's good. You're trying. That's
30,000.
30. No, it's a nice start.
Gamer. Yeah,
it's a nice start. I did have a 360 Crafty, so I'm back. I'm back, baby. I'm back on the Xbox train.
Good.
But I'm also like next to that train is my Sony pony, and he's keeping up. So I'm just leaping off the train on the Sony pony, and we're just and Nintendo Switch is just kind of on the train and picking up dust. So it's good. I'm going forward. It's fun. And I'm drinking.
Well, good. Like I said, it's gonna be great to hear your take on Hellblade as well, because I know we're gonna do a roundtable review on that in 2 weeks when you come back. Yep. So what are you drinking?
Oh, Manor Lords too. You should play that.
Coke Zero. That's only on PC though.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because that did look good.
Yeah. All right, let's get this Helldivers 2 stuff out of the way because they've already reversed it, but a couple of people wanted us to talk about this, John.
Yeah.
So
drama.
A lot of drama. They wanted you to link your account to create a PlayStation
on PC.
Account on
let's
Steam.
be clear. Yeah.
And the problem was in 177 countries you couldn't do this. And they couldn't even play the game. So Steam started giving people refunds who had played the game for 300 hours because it's very case-by-case basis at Valve. They'll give you your money back.
And they got
even if
200,000 bad reviews.
Yes, they got review, quote, bombed.
Well, the community manager kind of instructed them to leave bad reviews.
What?
No, he said, what's next? Are you going to leave it for other people? I mean...
Well... No, that's why they were inspired to leave bad reviews. One of the community managers who almost got fired said, like, hey... For us, tell Sony with your bad reviews, but make sure you take them back at the end, which not many people are doing.
And I did see something somewhere that the developers were saying, listen, there's a bigger monster here at play, and it's not us, right? Like,
well, we know with
like
Ghost
Sony,
of Tsushima Director's Cut that's launching this month on Steam, they're having the PlayStation overlay where it links in your PlayStation trophies and achievements and all that stuff. But it's different when you sell a game knowing that you have to create an account, which is still might be optional, I don't know, but they retroactively added this as a forced thing, and people on PC don't like that sort of shit. When we bought this, it wasn't this way, so they backlashed and they got it changed. So now it's optional. The people in those regions
But you know
play.
what? Them going back on this is going to bite them in the fucking ass.
It's not.
Well, they
Yes.
just
Let it be
empowered
optional.
No,
Give people
yes,
a
it is.
skin.
Listen,
The end.
if Sony
Make it
has
a
this
perk.
big master PC plan, okay,
Yeah.
them walking this decision back is going
Well,
to
the master
bite
PC
them in the
plan
ass.
is because there's probably going to launch PlayStation Now on PC or something. That overlay is going to be a Trojan horse where you have access to like.
yeah.
So, but look, you have to give people options on the PC. We don't like being pigeonholed and forced to do things. That's why we're
There's
PC
so many
gamers.
games that make you create a fucking account. It is
Not necessarily,
sucky.
and they don't make you do it like after the game is launched, and they don't shut you out of
but
200
that's-
regions.
I think
Right.
an important part is that this was always a requirement. They disabled it at the beginning because it wasn't working well. But when you bought the game, a thing would come up saying you're going to have to link this to Sony. That's where I
Yeah.
take issue with everyone going, "Woe is me."
Well,
they
Matt,
just
people who
launched
bought
this
the
on a-
game couldn't play it in many countries.
Yeah, because in
That's
some
it,
countries
you know.
you can't have a PlayStation account.
That's
some,
but it was no,
yeah.
that's not right because it wasn't in effect yet. It was going to go in effect June 3rd, so no one was actually affected by this.
But they were going to be affected. Like people couldn't play. Like you can't.
They could have
sell a
gone through
game.
VPN or they could have signed it. Sony
No,
even
you
said
shouldn't
go
have to
through another
a
country.
VPN. That's stupid.
But
can't-
here's the thing: it was
But you would-
annoying.
but you would go
and
to
I
a
understand.
VPN to log into a PlayStation account. So
No, I understand. It is a work. It's an annoying requirement, but I think it was a 10 times overreaction to an requirement that wasn't going to affect 99% of the players
Yeah, I don't
who
like
already.
what do you
Switch,
mean,
so
though,
I'm
Matt?
glad they
But you're
bitched
wrong.
and now
Everyone
they
was
changed
being
it.
forced to make a PlayStation account
Yeah.
and get on some mailing list and whatever.
Right.
You know, like
and they wanted to juice their numbers,
which they do
and-
for games that they like, which they will have no problem doing for every other game
Some
that they
people
play. But
don't.
for
They
some
don't want to
reason,
make
this was a big
third-party
issue.
accounts. I know many people will turn a game on if there's a third-party account. They turn it off, and they bought the
Yeah,
game.
but you guys
they
have
didn't to.
Ubisoft accounts, EA accounts. Like you'll do
I
it
mean-
if the game comes out that you like.
Not if I'm in a country where I can't, or I'm just a person who doesn't want to.
That country, okay, but that country where you can't, everyone, no one cared
177.
about those countries until someone told them to get
But
upset
people
Oh
about
my
care
those
that
countries.
God,
live there.
this is
Well,
horrible,
this is
Matt.
a Sony pony take.
wow.
No, I
one
think
cares about those countries.
No, if you
Wow.
listen to me,
Wow, man.
no one knew.
civilized
No one.
people,
No,
Matt.
that was a
Boy.
talking point that no one even
These
knew about. They
shithole
just
countries.
wanted to get
Is that
mad.
what you said?
Wow,
Shithole
Matt,
countries?
Come
That's
on now. You have an
exactly what I'm
Xbox
Matt
now
just
and you're an elitist.
said shithole countries.
He
Fuck
just
the
said it.
shithole
You
countries.
Said filth, the people.
No, I said no one even
Wow.
knew that talking point
Graphics is
until they said,
damn, I
"I
didn't
just
know
want
I
to be
was giving
angry
an
about
Xbox
this.
to a
Someone give me a
racist."
reason to get angry."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
this
fuck
is,
those
you know,
shithole countries. I think
Yeah.
that's what you just
Yeah.
said. I heard it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't say that, but anyways. my point being, I think a lot of rage tourists logged on, like just they wanted to get angry at a company. They swept in, like, tell me why to be angry. Oh, there's a bunch of countries that can
Rage
play.
tourists.
No, it's
Yeah,
just a bullet
rage
point in a
tourists.
shitty
Yeah.
move.
Do those rage
'cause Sony
tourists
wanted
go
to
to the
juice their
shithole
numbers.
countries? They don't, right? Because there's no
Yeah.
tourism
Well, I don't
in those
rec- yeah.
countries.
I think, but here's the thing. I think it was a real issue, and I'm glad Sony relented. I'm glad that the gamers spoke
Well,
up.
I mean, they
But I
ruined their
think
good.
there's-
They ruined their most popular game. They ruined
Well,
like something.
what they
so they had to
ruined
relent.
is an advancement of PlayStation on PC. Is what they ruined.
No, they
don't
didn't.
you get it? By
Helldivers
walking
2
it
is
back,
going to launch-
they're not going to be able to get away with this now. Just watch.
They can make it optional. Optional to create a PlayStation account. Get a
Well,
skin
that
in
was
game when
never
you do
the
it, in
intention,
end.
Michelle.
But
because
now they
I
can,
read
because we want
that they
options here, and
needed
it's
this
fine.
because they want to juice the PSN
And they're still going to get
users.
juiced their numbers because 30% of people are still going to create an account because they think it's
They
cool. They
just
want their
fucked
PlayStation
themselves.
trophies and they want a t-shirt and game. It's going to be fine. Let's talk about this other outrage shit that's been pissing me off today, okay? Because Microsoft,
The Microsoft
quote,
one?
shut down some Bethesda studios, Arcane, the ones behind Redfall, and people at Hi-Fi Rush, that company Tango, but the CEO had already left Tango, so we don't know what's going on there internally. They're also like moving some people around from the guys who did the Doom mobile game. They're shifting them around. So basically everybody, users, but mostly like these journalists and wannabe streamers and all this shit are on Twitter having meltdowns using this sort of language where they're like, I'm in trauma. My heart is breaking.
Rage
I'm
tourist. Michelle, rage tourist. They've found
After
another
they
thing to get
all
angry
ripped
about.
on
It's-
Redfall and abandoned it after 2 days.
It's
Yeah.
trauma theater. It's people performing this destined guy. I'm at a
Exactly.
loss for words. This failure is Xbox's
I've
and
never
Microsoft,
seen such a
not these
travesty.
studios. This is absolutely
Wow, Matt.
ridiculous.
Not since the Holocaust have people been
Yes.
treated
Oh my God.
so poorly.
Matt.
People are saying this. They're saying they're miserable and heartbroken. Look, if you work there and you lost your job, you're the only people who have a right to be heartbroken. If you're using the term heartbroken over this, go out and fucking live a little. I hate Twitter or X. I hate freaks on social media. You guys are all fucking bitching and moaning. You shit all over Redfall because it was a shit game. Then they shut the studio down because every good person left Arcane anyway. And now you're shitting on them for shutting the studio down. Oh, they should carry them. There were talented devs there. No, they shouldn't. You guys made a shit game. Pick up your fucking pencils
The game
and
was
go somewhere
absolute
else.
garbage, okay?
It was garbage.
And
This is
it was the
business.
laughing
It wasn't
stock of
money-making.
gaming,
It was
okay?
trash. You guys made a shit game and Microsoft's supposed to wipe your fucking ass. No, Phil is cutting the fucking fat. I have respect for Phil now. I thought Phil Spencer was a loser. John, Phil did it again. He's cleaning
Phil
house with
did-
these shit bags. Get rid of them. They're
How
shit.
dare
They
you.
made a shit game. Phil did it again, John.
I know, I'm looking.
What happened? They got rid of the Desert Tango, but Crafty, the CEO, had already left Tango. We don't know what was going on there, but people are saying, "Oh, I'm leaving Xbox over this." Hey guys, wake up! There's tech layoffs going on all over the place, not just in games. And Sony laid off a bunch of people too. Nobody cried about that. Wake up! Like this is not something specific to Microsoft. And if they have underperforming shit or something that's not working for them, they're going to get rid of studios and they're going to like if you're like loyalty to a brand, like you think these companies give a shit about you anyway, just play the fucking games you like. There's all these losers, John, on Twitter going, "I'm never playing an Xbox game again. How dare you shut down? I am devastated," this guy said with 200 followers. I'm a streamer and I'm devastated. Microsoft closed these studios. How dare they? Phil needs to answer for this. Like, what do you guys make of this? Am I overreacting or are they?
No, they are.
So, okay, no, Michelle, this is a great linkage to the Helldivers because there is a reason to get upset that it happened. But the trauma theater, good term,
Yep.
is off the roof with this. And I think that's where gamers have to dial it down a little bit in order to be taken
They
seriously.
can't because they
if
have
you're-
to every day. They have to be devastated about something new.
That's the thing. And it's going to drown out. The companies are going to start not caring if every single small thing they do gets an apocalyptic response from the gaming community. They're just going to be like, you know what? They do this anyways. We're just going to do what we want. Save it for the shit that matters. I think you're right. It sucks that Tango Gameworks got shut down. They did one of my favorite games that I can't remember.
Hi-Fi Rush. I mean, they had one good game. The CEO had already left. We don't know if they're reshifting or like we don't know.
Oh, it was that
could have
Resident
been a
Evil type
personal
one.
Battle
Well,
between
Hi-Fi
people.
Rush is on PlayStation or is going to be. And I think Michelle hit the nail on the head, though. The people that were responsible for that are long gone.
Yeah,
so
they're
it's
long
a
gone.
shell
The
of a
CEO left.
company.
They probably
Evil
they
Within.
Yeah.
Ghostwire Tokyo. So they did some good works, but I mean, there's a reason this is. It's not Microsoft going and going, I just want to make you all suffer.
It's heartbreaking. People are
But
saying
you don't
PMS
know.
Jordan. It's
Okay, but you don't know all the details too. They might have went in there and said, "You're talented. You're talented. You're
Right, we're going
talented.
to put you
Come
here,
over here."
but we're going to shut this
Right.
division down, and we're going
Right.
to. Yeah, these people are going to be fine.
Like you don't know the story. Like they didn't just like put locks on the doors.
These
and,
are people
and say,
who are writing for IGN, GameSpot, or like YouTubers, streamers. Are all having nervous breakdowns. The only person I saw was
And those
Asmund
are the same
saying,
people that
"Shut the
panned
fuck up,
fucking
it's
Redfall.
business."
Right.
Yeah, Redfall was garbage, okay? And you're shitting all over Xbox for Redfall, but then they're supposed to keep these people afloat? Like they have to
And
be
by the
able to
way,
make moves.
Microsoft put their money where their mouth was with that game. And how many years did they let?
Yeah, I saw
back
this
that
other
development
thing,
of that?
this article, this sad story, sappy article from IGN. The Arcane Austin studios were working on a big Redfall update for May before Microsoft ditched
Yeah,
the
fuck
game
off.
and closed the studio.
For the
Everybody said,
110
it was,
people
guess
who were
what?
playing
It was a battle pass they were working on. You know what? There's 20 players. Nobody wants your fucking battle pass. So go on LinkedIn, find a fucking Russian recruiter, and you guys are going to be fine.
All right,
We're
IGN gave Redfall a 4 out of 10. PC Gamer gave it a 44%.
But a lot of these people are already moving to different studios and divisions.
What?
You know what I mean? Like I said, this just happens. So nobody knows anything, and we're all acting like we were personally touched by this. I'm heartbroken. I can't go out
GameSpot gave
today.
it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
PC Mag gave it
And
a
I
1.5.
believe at the time there was a ton of shade being thrown at Tank. Like there was a ton of like, why did they fund this? Why are they letting this quality come through? And so maybe Microsoft listened and said, you know what? Maybe the gamers are right. Maybe we got to rethink how these are structured.
These
maybe pull
gamers
some of these
crying about
people,
this
put them on
are
different
pathetic.
projects.
If you're that touched
Yeah,
by
see,
something
DX
Microsoft
Anato
is
says,
doing and you
the
don't
article
work
said
there, get a
people
fucking
were
grip.
moving to other divisions. Exactly, like I said.
Exactly. Yeah. They already took some of the devs from the company.
So they took a sign off a building. Who cares?
Right.
They moved
No,
bodies
John,
around.
Some
everybody's,
people
they
lost
said
their
Xbox
jobs,
is
for
dead. I
sure.
will never support them again. Go poke around X, okay? Go poke around, see what these freaks are saying. And we've got people just so upset that they can't live. They can't even make it to tomorrow because they shut the Hi-Fi Rush studio down.
This is all
this is business. You crybaby
flat
bitches.
Out, but
this is what happens this generation.
It's not sincere though. None of these people 2 days ago cared about this studio or the game.
Okay, that's my point about the 177 countries. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
No one even could list a country that didn't have PSN
How
until
dare
someone
you,
told.
Are you saying that they're not real countries just because they don't have?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that no one cared about that fact that these countries couldn't access
all
PSN.
Your shithole countries is what you're telling me?
Really?
Because
These
they're not
Canadians,
relevant
they're so
to you?
elitist, you know?
Yeah.
Listen, I do have a point here. Is that it's the same trauma
because
theater?
Matt, I
Like,
have to take issue with that.
think
That
of the
can impact
countries.
you. That can impact you. You have to make an account or you can't play the game. This doesn't impact you because fucking the Redfall studio was shut down. If you're one of the 20 people that was waiting for Redfall updates, you're an idiot. All right, sorry. Phil did it again, John.
They're crying. They were going to do
crying.
an update.
They're crying.
Of a game I don't
There's
play.
So
Of a
much
game I
crying
don't
going on.
play
There's
and
so
don't
much
want to play.
Look, I've shit on Xbox like anybody else, but there is so much Xbox shitting and Phil shitting going on because of this, and I have to defend it. I think Phil is cutting the fat. If Phil's a businessman, he wants to make money. This is a Jim Ryan move. I support it.
Just like the old king, you want to play Last of Us.
Yeah, I see. I'm looking right now. I have to
Sad
admit,
on Twitter. These freaks
I'm
need to
glad
get
I
out.
didn't see. I'm glad I
John,
didn't
you
see
got to
this
poke
stuff.
around on Twitter. You
But
should
I
see
just
this shit.
checked, and the first thing that come up is I honestly believe it's time for Xbox to move on from Phil and find new management.
Yeah,
Maybe it is
because they shut down the shitty Redfall studio. Really? You guys want to? None of you guys are playing the game. It had the worst AI I've ever seen. I fought a boss that spun in circles for 30 minutes. Okay.
Redfall won't get promised DLC that the gamers waited a year for.
No gamers.
What
waited
gamers?
for it.
No
It
one
was
played
Battle
the
Pass
game.
that nobody wanted.
But they're getting a refund though. Like Microsoft said, we'll give you an in-kind like goodwill refund, or you can spend that money on something else.
I mean, they didn't have
So
to do
they're not
that, but
losing
that's
money.
great, you know. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's, like I said, I'll hate on Xbox and Phil whenever I need to. I think the hate over this has been so excessive. It's been theater. It has been people talking about trauma and heartbreaking, and they're depressed and they can't get out of bed. Like if you dig deep, you're going to see some weird shit. And the articles from these
This
people,
is every
it's insane.
issue now. Every issue is a massive overreaction
It is.
to legit problems that we need to just kind of handle ourselves a little bit more like adults and not like just shit the
There
bed
are no
every
more
single time
adults.
something happens.
And I consider myself to be a child at heart, and you know, but I don't act like this. These people are mentally ill, and they're acting out online like everything they
It's
do.
also good for
cause-
views.
It's good for reviews. It's good for clicks, but why feed into it? I mean, we could do this show and do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to sell out and be fucking pieces of shit because like, it's just not genuine at the end of the day. Like, I don't know. I think some of it is genuine though. And that's what's scary. These people, I mean, there's this Tim Dog guy who dropped Xbox because a game went to PlayStation, Sea of Thieves. And now
Oh,
he's
I
a big
remember that.
That's
Sony
terrible.
fan. Yeah. So now
That's
he's
just him
he's
being
a,
an idiot.
He's a huge Sony fan now because Xbox put a game on PlayStation. Like you're
Right.
that
And by
fragile?
the way, all the top selling games on PlayStation right now are Xbox games.
Well,
Good job, Phil.
I mean, Xbox wants to make money, right? So they want to put their games in places. What are their news? Star Citizen said version 1 is coming out soon after 11 years. You excited?
What's that?
Star Citizen may be coming soon.
What game was that? Oh, yeah,
game.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I played it in the last like year, and I gotta say it's not holding up. Like, it just like I feel like it's been in development too long, unless they put some final fucking coat of paint on there. But when I was running around like one of the cities, it was just lifeless, and the NPCs are just like in a corner, like two of them like every like block. So I don't know what they can do to make it feel more like a 2025 game.
I don't know, that Gillian Anderson trailer looked really good, but...
Well, that trailer is also, what, like 6 years old right now?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know, yeah. PC Gamer, making good, profitable games will, quote, no longer keep you safe.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God. Heartbreak over the closure of Hi-Fi Rush and Prey Studios. Everybody who worked on the game left and the CEO left. We don't know, and they put the other devs somewhere else, you fucking idiot. Tyler Wilde at PC Gamer. Stop farming stupid
I knew
shit.
that guy.
heartbreak. Well,
I think
Tommy's an
Tyler
idiot.
Wilde
He's
used
an
to-
idiot.
Oh, Tyler? Is it
Tyler.
Tom or Tyler?
Tyler.
Oh yeah, I think he used to.
He grew up in Silicon
work
Valley
at
in the
Games Radio.
80s. Probably did. They're probably paying him $2 to write this article, and he's got to find something that's going to get people angry.
$2? They raised their rates? I got out at the wrong time. I could
Oh,
make
my
it a killing
God.
by now.
What
Man, I
gaming
just
news?
searched Xbox News on Google, and everything is about this.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It is. It's a hate train on them.
It's the world is ending.
And by the way,
Yeah.
they
what
are.
if you put that energy towards things that matter?
But the thing is,
Can you imagine?
they're Bethesda Studios, so that means that these people might still have a job at Bethesda.
Yeah, they're just like all these mini little studios. They're probably eating them
Right.
into the bigger conglomerate. But yeah,
I don't
it's
like
a
when people
sad
lose their
story.
jobs. But it's
Nobody
not,
does.
it's
But
not-
if
But we
you
don't know the whole
unless you
picture,
lost
though.
your
It,
job,
like-
you don't have the right to cry. Okay, so wipe your tears, Frank. Okay,
can cry
because there's
whenever I
people
want.
crying and saying they're wearing all black today because somebody lost their job in San Francisco.
Wearing all black.
half-mast. Flags are half-mast at all schools, I think.
Here's another one from Chicago. Report: devs were working on Redfall's offline mode up until they were fired. Yeah, people get fired sometimes.
No
There's
no one's playing the fucking
Yeah.
goddamn game.
If I make shit and I try to sell you shit, you don't have to pay me for it. You can say, Michelle, you're making shit. and
Like
I'm not gonna
literally
pay for
every
you.
single one of these websites panned
Shit
the
all over
fucking
the game.
and
Yeah.
then
and shit on the studio. By the way.
Exactly.
And by the way, as a result of their shitty
No,
reviews,
because they see things
no
through
one
the,
played
they
it.
see everything through the lens of oppressed versus oppressor. They're looking at it's big company versus
Michelle,
small guy, and we always have to
they're-
be on the little guy's side. So these poor devs that got
No.
fired and fuck Microsoft and fuck
But they're
capitalism.
part
no,
of
fuck
it.
you
They're
guys
part
and your
of-
stupid bullshit. They made a shit game, and they're going to be fine, and they're
but
gone
the
now.
studio closed because of their shitty reviews.
Exactly. No, it's
No
'cause the
one
game was
wanted
shit.
to try the game.
The game was
because you
garbage.
gave it a fucking 4 out of 10. And
You-
said,
yeah, I remember. Do you remember like the amount of like hate towards that game? Like this is the end
well,
of gaming.
It was
This is the worst thing I've ever
deserved, though.
seen.
It was garbage. So I'm supposed
And the
to
thing
carry
is, we
the
all
fucks
played it.
that made a
And
shit
Michelle
game.
and I streamed
you know
it
what,
with
they
the
spent all
community.
this time talking about how this what was her the diva with financial aid. Student loan diva. They had more backstory for the characters than technical like work like that they created the game. Like so nobody there like wanted the game to go out. Remember, John? They said Arcane,
Yeah.
everybody left. They wanted Phil to cancel the game. They didn't. It was a shell of a studio. People don't know the story. Go read about it. It was already a shell of a studio. They're gone.
Right.
They left. All the talent that made Dishonored wasn't there. So fucking shut them down. And we don't every time someone loses their job, it's all over the place. No one's crying about anybody else because it's gaming.
Right.
It's a protected class, and we've got to blame Phil. We've got to blame Xbox. Do you want Xbox to be successful or not? Should they carry these shit people? Do you want more Redfalls? Is that what you're saying? These people crying over this shit. Do you want more Redfalls? Are you going to play them? No, you're not. You're not going to play them, and you're going to give them
but
4.
I assure you, the talent that was behind Redfall is working in another building.
Talent. They're fucking making sandwiches right now. There's no talent.
No, there's some talent that made the game without a doubt. There's someone that
Really?
knows what they're doing. Well, I'm sure
I
that
didn't see it when I played.
okay, I assure you there's some
They're
3D
sandwich
modeler
artisans.
or someone that's really good at their art, and they probably are moved to
The
another
art was
Bethesda
annoying.
building. Okay,
I don't have to worry about who Microsoft is hiring and
but
firing.
what
I
I'm
wanna
just
play
trying
the
to
games.
tell
I wanna
you
play
that
good
there's
games. I'm a
there's
consumer.
a bigger
Why are we involved
there's
in these
more
people's
to this
lives? Why do we know
information.
about Sue
There's
and
more
her
to this
cat?
story.
Everybody crying on Twitter. Why are we involved in this, John? Is what I'm saying. Like, why
I
do
don't
we
want
have
to talk about this. I don't like this one. It's just stupid. It's
I
so
mean,
stupid.
You should want to defend Phil.
I
why
am
am I
defending
defending
Phil.
him?
What are you talking about? I've been sitting here for the last 10 minutes saying that there's more to this.
I think you
and-
want Phil gone.
I do.
I think it's about time, John. Put him to pasture, man. Holy crap.
No, I fucking.
All right, what
I have
news
more
did you
Phil
guys
songs
see?
than any of the other songs.
Anything else before we get out of here?
Marvel Boss.
Well, I'm trying to find news, and everything is just them crying
it's all
about these
this. It's all
studios.
this crime. And these poor people who lost their jobs. Let's set up a GoFundMe for them because they can't pay their rent. And, you know, life is hard.
Oh, John Wick pinball table. That's
Yeah, I saw there's like no guns on it. People are like, "What the fuck? How do you make a pin John Wick
Really?
with no guns?"
what?
I just watched the last John Wick.
So
Did you guys
good.
watch
Shut up.
the Indian John Wick? Called like Monkey
Oh,
Man
Monkey
or
Man?
something? Yeah,
Is it good?
I
That's
downloaded
Dev
it.
Patel.
I didn't watch it.
I think
Well,
I watched the last John Wick,
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
at some
come on.
point, I'm like, wait, did I not see the third one?
The TV show?
Oh.
Matt, you might like the TV show. Did you
I
watch
don't think
that?
I saw that. I don't
Yeah.
think I saw the third one. The second,
Yeah.
which one had Halle Berry in it? Was it the second one?
That was the second one. The third one
Third
was
one had Tom Hardy or something, right?
Okay, I never saw the third
That was
one.
the
I
big
went right.
war
I went
inside
right
the
to the.
Continental.
I went right
Yeah.
to the fourth. Oh, maybe I did see that one. The War in the Continental.
All right.
And the guy
Well-
pushed him off the building at the end.
Yeah.
the
Schwarzenegger
manager?
from yeah. Bye,
Spoilers.
John Wick.
Okay, then I guess I did
It's
see
like
the third
a
one.
5-year-old movie.
I have to go
I love
now.
John
I'm
Wick
going to
4.
go mourn this Xbox stuff. No, I think we're going to get out of here.
Hey, this is actually kind of cool.
What? What?
Michelle, would you do this? Rocksmith Plus is coming to Steam in June.
Well, you know what's got me interested is the Fortnite stuff. I just need a guitar. The Fortnite
Yeah.
Rock Band. Like, it's probably a better deal than Rock Band. I don't have my old guitar.
Well,
I thought I did.
Rocksmith.
Whatever. I think do I still have that Guitar Hero guitar somewhere? Unless I can
Oh wait,
find that. I'm sure I love.
Rocksmith use real instruments?
It can.
Is
I
that
think. I do it with the piano, but I don't know how to play guitar. I play piano by ear. I don't like guitar.
Doesn't that hurt?
Rockstrom. Remember
Yes,
Rockstrom?
it does.
Rockstrom.
See, that was a joke.
I
Get
know
it?
it was, but it wasn't funny. So I decided to just say it hurt. I didn't say with ear. I said by ear. Thank you very much. All right. So I think we're done.
Harsh.
Thank you guys so much for listening and subscribing. Thank you, Crafty, once again for supporting the show with Matt's Xbox. It's going to
Yeah,
years of
thanks,
entertainment.
It's going to change.
It's going to change
Very
the
much
whole
appreciated.
show. And it's great.
But
So
Matt,
thank you, Crafty.
with good
Check out-
conscience, how could you accept that
Oh, shut up.
Microsoft capitalist device?
Thank you, Crafty. You can listen to Crafty on the
I gotta send it
community
back.
show he does, the
Huh?
Happy Hour on the
I
app
gotta send
for
it
free.
back.
So check that out as well. And on our app, you can also support us for $1.99, get weekly bonus shows, and also the whole back catalog of VGO. Because if you were listening on Spotify or something, you only get the last couple of episodes. You don't get all of it. And by the way, John, what's going on at Google? You can't listen to our show anymore on Google Podcasts. It's like they got rid of it. Now we're like
The
rolled
app's
into
gone.
Google Music, and it's weird. So they put some
YouTube
of our
Music.
episodes on YouTube, which is stupid. And so it's a mess. If you're on Google, just get our app. or
And by the
use
way,
your third party.
the YouTube Music app is complete dog shit.
Yeah, I don't know what
I tried-
they're doing over there.
I tried
Our
using it for
numbers are messed
podcast-
up.
I tried using it for podcasting. It is horrible. Like the Google
Tiger, it
Podcast
can't
app was
be on
decent.
YouTube Music though, because they're not adding like we have to manually add each episode. We put our RSS in, it's not
It's
doing it
stupid.
properly, and it puts it on our YouTube page, which we don't have any YouTube subscribers. There's only a few thousand. So like we're not telling people to come sub on YouTube.
No,
You know,
just use Spotify, if you're on
Spotify.
Android.
And by the way, if
I
you're-
switched over to Spotify because
if you're on Spotify, you can also, I think you can review us or at least thumbs us up and follow
Yeah.
us there. It helps us there. So yeah, Google, I don't know what they're doing, but if you're,
Google
confused.
Podcast was really good. Like
yeah.
it was just a clean podcast app. There was no
Yeah,
bullshit.
Mass Appeal says he loved it. Oh, well.
Like Spotify does have some bullshit.
Thank you
just
for
like
subbing,
ads
Bryn.
and shit.
So yeah, thank you
pushing
to
stuff.
everybody who came down live tonight on Twitch and subbed. We appreciate it. You can sub free with Amazon Prime. It supports the show. And we'll be back next week. I don't know. I'll be talking about probably the full V Rising release. John, we're going to have to find some other stuff. And then next week after that, we'll be talking about Hellblade with Matt again. All right. Thank you both.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, subbing, all that shit. Video Game Outsiders out.
Sun's out, heading west. These wheels hit the pavement 2 days ago. Old miss in my mirror I'm staying in Wichita. New pain in my chest as I walk to the payphone to call you collect. I'm done, I confess. I spent my last dime on gasoline. Broke down in Wichita, never made it to Baja, Wichita. Broke down in Wichita, Wichita. Broke down in Wichita, never made it to Baja, Wichita. Broke down in Wichita, Wichita. Oh, Wichita. I'm staying in Wichita. Wichita.